Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am officially a nurse. Woo-hoo! I passed my state NCLEX board on March 17th, 2018. The luck of the Irish was with me and I officially passed. So, what I am here to talk to you guys about is what I did to pass my NCLEX. Hey! If you're not into nursing, then this video is probably not for you. But go ahead and check out the other ones below. I graduated nursing school on December 14th. I definitely took a nice little break after school and enjoyed the holidays. I was fortunate enough to be offered Kaplan for free through my nursing school. They gave us a 2-day training course, and they also gave us all the Q-Bank and readiness tests to study before NCLEX. So I went to the Kaplan readiness. It was definitely a good course. However, I didn't feel like it was really suitable for me. Everybody learns differently, and Kaplan's way of doing things with the decision tree and how they answer questions that you don't know really didn't help me in any way. Truthfully, I think it hurt me more than it helped me because I was scoring worse on my test after the training program than I was before. And I know that's probably part of the process because you're learning how to answer questions differently, questions that you absolutely don't know the answer to, which is a great thing to know because you're going to run into questions that you don't know the answer to. But this just wasn't really something that I felt helped me. I think a lot of the students that were in my class that ended up going to this Kaplan course felt the same way afterwards. So I started researching other ways that I was going to study and prepare for my test. I got on YouTube, and there was a lot of YouTube videos on how to take the NCLEX and what other people did, but there was nothing really recent and relevant as to what I did now in 2018. So a lot of things have changed with NCLEX, mostly being the fact that it's a lot of select all that apply, and with the select all apply it used to just be 5 options, and now it can be 1 option or it could be 6 options. So what I did to prepare for my test was I talked to some of the girls from my program. A lot of them decided to, and gentlemen, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them decided to go with Kaplan and use the free program that was offered through our school. Some of them decided to use Uworld. If you're in nursing, I'm sure you've heard of and know what Uworld is. I decided to purchase the 30-day Uworld Q-Bank questions. I did not purchase the readiness test, so I paid $89 for my program, and I started it 35 days before my actual test. So for 30 days before my test, I answered all 1,158 questions, and I made sure that with every single question, I read the rationale and I understood the rationale. And that was another thing that I didn't really enjoy about Kaplan was their Q&A questions were good, but their rationale was very short and to the point, and sometimes that's nice, but not when you're not understanding the question itself or the answer. You want to know why. So with Uworld, I really felt like the rationales were very well written out. The definitions were very descriptive, and there were informative photos. That sounds provocative, but there were very great pictures for you to look at and understand. So anytime I had a problem and I, didn't understand the rationale, which wasn't very often on Uworld, I'd write it down, and then when I got home from school or work or wherever I was, taking my practice questions at, I would look up what I had not understood, and I would either look in my nursing book, or I would look on YouTube, or I'd look online, or Google anything I could until I understood how to answer the question better if I ever came upon that question again. About 2 weeks before my test was approaching, I started reading this book. This is the Exam Cram Pan NCLEX book, and I truthfully cannot say enough good things about this book. No, I'm not sponsored, but I read this book from cover to cover, and if this is all you can do, if you cannot afford Uworld, if you cannot afford Kaplan, purchase this book. It's $30 on Amazon. $30 is cheaper than paying another $200 for your state test to take it again. So get this book, read it from front to back. What I really liked about this book was it's all of your systems, all of your disease processes, well, clearly not all of your disease processes, because nobody can fit all the disease processes in this much of a book, but majority of your disease processes, your pathophysiology, your etiology, your signs and symptoms, your medications, everything in a section, each section, you know, categorized, and at the end of each section you have a quiz, which makes sure that you understood the section that you just read about. And then at the very back of the book, you have two 200 question tests, which have all the answers for right here in the book as well. And then if that wasn't enough already, in the front of the book, when you buy it, it comes with this exam cram sheet. So what I'm going to say about this exam cram sheet is, do not, absolutely do not go into your NCLEX test without knowing everything on this sheet. This has all your lab values, it has all your norms, therapeutic drug levels, everything you need to know, maternity, everything. I'm not saying if you knew just this you would pass, but I am saying if you didn't know this, you're definitely not going to pass. So know these things. And what I did was I took this sheet, everything off of this sheet that I needed to know, and I found an app on my phone. I'm going to show you what the app is called. It's called Cram. It's the little blue and green one there. And you go in and you create your own flashcards, which I know there's tons of apps that you can do that on, any app that you want. This is just the one that I chose. I really enjoyed this one because it has ways of doing it that are fun. Memorize and, what is it? Cram mode and memorize. So it's games, and who doesn't enjoy learning by playing games? I mean, you have to make it fun sometimes, otherwise you're just going to be absolutely going crazy. So I really enjoyed that part of that app. Whenever I wasn't busy at school or work, I would, you know, look at the app. Then the other thing I did was I picked up these two cards here. You can get them at your school libraries. I'm sure mine has a ton for every different subject. You can also find them on Amazon. I really struggle with pharmacology, so the pharmacology one was very helpful for me. It's all right there. And 3 cards. There's also this really awesome nursing one. It has all your lung sounds, your heart sounds. It has your ABGs. It has all your shots. Just, you know, little reminders of things that it's nice to just look over this multiple times before you go take your test and have this as reminders. You know, we don't remember everything. We can't remember everything. It's not mentally possible, but this is great. It has your calculations, doses calculations, your drop calculations. Everything are in here. Your drip rates, wounds. It's all right there. I mean, it's pretty cool just to see, and I'm a visual learner, so stuff like this for me is awesome. Speaking of visual learning, this is another book here that I read from front to back. And as you can tell, I definitely left my mark on this one. This one is just a bunch of mnemonics. Mnemonics, I think I said it right. It's just a bunch of mnemonics about, you know, all different diseases, different disease processes, ways of memorizing things. It's really cool. It's actually a coloring book, but I didn't do that. I know that you can find a lot of these like on Pinterest and other places, but this was just super convenient to just have it in a book and be able to just see them all right there and not have to look up anything. I mean, that's what we're really going for. If you have a busy life, if you have a busy schedule like I do, I just wanted convenience, something that was easy for me, straight and to the point. And really, this much study material, reading all this front to back, memorizing some of it, that's not a ton of work, you know. I put my time in. I feel like if you do the same, you will definitely pass your test. You're never going to feel ready for this test. Nobody ever feels ready for this test. It is extremely hard. There's nothing about it that's easy. But if you put in the time, you put in the effort, you made it through nursing school, you can make it through this test. Don't doubt yourself. Go in there the way that you would go into a patient's room with confidence. You can do this. So put in the time, put in the effort. I hope these tips really helped you guys. If you have any questions, comment down below. And as always, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.